vuoi dire ciao guys?
Can you say hi, guys?
Mama, I can pick you up.
Catherine chickened out. Catherine
She
chickened
wants to
out.
say hi guys to you. Hi guys.
It's okay.
Catherine really wanted to say hi guys.
She want to get the kangaroo stool.
Oh my God. You know what? Guys, hi, sorry, welcome.
What is going on?
Catherine
here? You're very
wants to
professional
get
today.
the kangaroo stool so that she can, that's what she does when she cooks with me. And she wants to say hi guys. Can she just say hi guys?
She can say hi, guys.
Do you want to say hi guys? See.
Put finger.
Oh, sorry. She's very meticulous how she wants to put the
Hi guys.
più forte che non ti sento. Vieni su.
Don't get all rocks
Hi,
and
guys.
flowers, Catherine.
Sì,
Hi, guys.
dillo forte. Hi guys.
Guys.
Sì, ciao ciao guys.
guys.
Okay, that's
Okay.
enough. That's enough.
Ok, adesso mamma puoi cucinare adesso
Say hi,
mamma?
guys. Okay, come
Ok, hai detto hi guys.
Dopo-
Dopo se vuoi dici bye guys quando è finito, ok?
Ciao ciao.
Sì,
We
ok.
say ciao ciao at the end of the day, okay? Yeah. Uh-oh.
Hi
You
guys.
want to stay in here? But
Vi
you
siete
can't.
sullo
Mama
stool?
has to work.
Sì, però mettiti qua sullo stool. Mamma deve lavorare, ok? Hey you guys.
You can put it here. Do you want to have it here? Do you want to be here with Papa?
She really wanted to say hi guys to you.
Come here with Papa.
She's moving.
You right here.
You guys. Hi. Welcome.
Catherine, what if I do it
How
like
was
this?
your weekend? Catherine is right here. She really wants to be part of the show.
Catherine
Attenta che
show.
stai calma,
Catherine
ok?
show. Okay.
So guys, Catherine, mamma però sta lavorando, ok?
Tomato.
Oh, aspetta, dopo. She wants a tomato paste because tomato paste is one of the ingredients that we're gonna. Elise, do you want to say hi, guys? Elise doesn't want to say hi, guys. So tomato paste is one of the ingredients that we're gonna use. Parla bene, però. One of the ingredients that we're going to use today for
Where are you going?
pasta e fagioli.
Fagioli.
Fagioli. No.
Fagioli.
Ouch. That's a mama's food. So.
It's pasta fazool in
Pasta
the
e
movies and
fagioli.
in Southern.
Catherine,
Catherine.
mamma sta lavorando, ok però? Okay. So I'll tell you what the ingredients are. You guys should see her. Elise, don't you want to come and join?
No, hey Catherine.
People want to
I
say
have
hi
a
to
better
you.
idea. Take Papa's hand.
Elise says hi. She's hiding just behind the corner. So let me tell you what the ingredients are. Oh, someone has been waiting for this all day. Thank you. Me too, actually. So
Hi, Crash.
here, that's all we have. This is my version of pasta e fagioli. And I'll tell you how you can personalize it, actually. Anybody can personalize pasta e fagioli as long as you have pasta and fagioli. So, we're gonna use a leek. You can use an onion, a shallot, a whatever that is oniony, okay? I like leeks. I'm gonna use carrots. And this one has been bitten because I ate it while I was waiting for you. And then we have some bok choy. There's a lot here. I'm not going to use it all. The other day I was recipe testing and I used bok choy because that was the only green I had. It's not, of course, part of the original recipe. No green is actually part of the original recipe. I just wanted to add more green. And so I'm going to use just a handful of bok choy. You can use spinach. You can use kale. You can use pretty much anything actually, or you can just skip the green altogether. I like to use it. Then what are we gonna have? We're gonna have some tomato paste. This is essential. This is a precious tool in the kitchen. Tools, the precious
What is?
ingredients.
Tomato paste? In case you need
Oh,
to,
did we say hi to Mr. Ben Montage?
in
But we
case,
haven't
in
think we
case your
did.
tomatoes
Do you wanna
need-
come and say hi guys, like your daughter?
Hi, guys. Hi, guys.
Hi guys. So we have some tomato. You can use cherry tomatoes. These were beautifully ripe at the market on Sunday. Then we're going to use just a handful of aromatic herbs. I have some thyme, some fresh oregano, some rosemary, and this much of sage because I didn't know whether sage would fit, but so I thought let's just pretend that we're using sage. So this is the basic herbs. Extra virgin olive oil, salt, and if you want to add garlic, please do by all means.
No.
Then we have pasta. Now the choice of pasta, I can't believe that I knew about this show for a week. I mean, I knew before than a week, but I've been knowing what to make with you guys for a week, and I forgot to buy the right pasta for pasta fagioli. Now, the right pasta is the ideal pasta is called ditalini, which is basically a narrower is very difficult to pronounce, narrower and shorter rigatoni. A short pasta is the best. You can use cavatelli. This is the shortest pasta I have. It needs to that has some place to hold the
Wait a minute.
beans. Okay, these are
What's this called?
conchiglie, shells.
But how come this is conchiglie?
Yeah.
And you can use cavatelli.
Yeah.
You can use orzo.
No.
Okay, but how come? Why aren't you using fazool? It's pasta fazool. Why aren't you using fazool pasta?
There's no fazool pasta.
There isn't. Then why is it called pasta fazool?
Are you kidding me or what?
People are going to want to know. Why do they say
So-
pasta fazool?
This is the pasta. Orecchiette. Orecchiette. Yeah,
Sì,
I must
orecchiette,
say.
sì.
I believe so. I like these because they can hold more beans. And also beans, of course. Fagioli are our ingredient. Now, of course, if you have dry beans, they are the best. Soak them the night before, and then they're ready to be cooked. I don't have them, and I also want to show you how easy it can be to make something really, really delicious in not a lot of time. Not a lot of time.
Not a lot of time. In a little bit of
I
time.
think it's the wind.
Are you gonna put? Do you use cheese? Do you use
No,
ricotta?
wait. So I have organic canned beans. I have some cannellini beans and some kidney beans. But I like cannellini a lot. So yeah, you can play with beans. It's already exhausting. God, I haven't digested very well. I had a piece of cheese.
Bob Dionisi said that pasta
Bob
fazool.
Dylan
Pasta.
said- Bob
Bob
Dylan
Dionisi. Bob Dionisi,
Yeah,
our old
pasta
friend, said pasta fazool is pasta with potatoes.
No, it's pasta. No, the reason why it's called pasta fazool here in the United States, it's because it comes from a dialect, which, by the way, is the Venetian dialect, not really the Neapolitan dialect. There are two main versions of this dish. Actually, there are several versions because it's a very poor traditional dish from Italy. Okay, it's a dish that poor people had because beans were everywhere. So. And then it's been, enriched. You can add some pancetta. You can add ham. There are two main versions: the versione napoletana e la versione veneziana. Fazool, which, by the way, this is an awful pronunciation of the dialect because I'm not from there. I believe comes from the Venetian dialect. But more likely though, actually, because it's the Napolitan, the people from the south that came, right? So it probably comes from Napoli. I spit all
It's
over
not
this.
Sicilian.
No, because I think that what happened is that when Italians immigrated in those years, they spoke dialect, and Italian dialects are really like different languages. So I think that the reason why the tradition kept that is that several Italians barely spoke Italian when they came here. They spoke the dialect, and then they went from the dialect to English. After the following generation. So I think that the dialect was carried into English, and it made this original. There are other terms like. The other day we were talking with our friend Jack, and there's ricotta, ragat. He used to work in this place in was it Long Island or Coney Island?
I don't know.
But anyway, so they're so.
Oh, and there's mozzarella.
Mozzarella or
Mozzarella.
calzone. That's not, it's not Italian. So I think I find it actually quite fascinating how. Oh, someone has parents from Veneto. Fantastic. So I find it actually quite fascinating how the dialect, an Italian, like a dialect from a foreign country, morphs into another language and creates this kind of in between. I find it funny, but also very fascinating.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
It turns up in a lot of mob movies.
Yeah, because it's from the South.
So that makes sense. And I don't think that the guys that do The Sopranos, and I don't think Steve Van Zandt, and I don't think everybody, Scorsese and everybody, I don't think they don't know what they're talking
No,
about.
I think that it comes from that. I think it's really a historical transition, language to language. And so, or someone says, Shelley says Jersey dialect.
It is. I think so. Who knows?
Sherry eats bean every day. Yes. I'm trying to eat a lot of beans too, because being that we don't eat meat, I'm trying to really incorporate them more and more in our.
You know what Catherine said earlier?
Beans are good for your heart.
It was, she said she
A what?
had booty tooth.
Booty tooth? What is a booty tooth?
It's when you eat too many beans.
Oh. Okay, maybe we can start cooking now.
Yeah, I think so.
So, I was getting carried away by, me. Yeah, by the way, wasn't Joaquin Phoenix speech fantastic last night?
And Brad Pitt.
And Brad Pitt. And so, yeah. Anyway, let's start by cutting our carrot. Now, I think that this is going to make 5 to 6 portions, or 5 or 6. And so I'm using 2 carrots. Oh, also, you know what I'm using? A stick of celery. Now, this is all personal. So you can, I like to give some flavor. And so that's why I'm adding the vegetables. I like to cut them very small, and I'm going to actually chop this even finer and create a sofrito. The water is almost the boiling point. Towards the end, we're going to add our pasta. Now, so this recipe, the way it is entirely vegan. I think that I'm going to sprinkle some Parmesan Reggiano on top. Or pecorino cheese also. But you don't have to. You can use vegan cheese. As I said, for people who eat meat, hopefully less and less, the original recipe from Naples, I believe, has pancetta. Can you read me some comments? I think I haven't shut up for a
everybody's
second.
saying hello.
Just
You
shut
get
up
a lot of cheers for, lots of people tuning in and saying hello. A question about what kind of tea we're sipping.
Earl Grey,
People are
lavender
talking.
Earl Grey. I have a question before you continue
Lavender
with the
Earl Grey?
comments. Among all of you guys, is there a newcomer here? I mean, do we have someone that is here for the first time? If so, if you would like to introduce yourself. Not to embarrass you, but to get to know you better. Are there any newcomers in this show?
There's names I don't recognize, but let's see. Oh, the petty heads are in attendance. God bless you all. I am the sous chef.
Yes, someone is Latricia. New.
Macaulay? Hi, Latricia.
Welcome. What's your? Did I pronounce your name right? Latricia. Hello, Elisabetta. Fleta Collins.
Howdy.
Welcome, Trisha. Okay,
We're so
welcome,
happy.
you guys.
We're so happy.
So happy to see you here. I love when we have new people in our beautiful community. I hope you get to know all of these amazing friends who have been here from day one. So, hi, new people. Thank you for welcoming them. So, how was your weekend? Ours was so-so.
Well,
So-so. It was raining. I was a little blue and frustrated, but we had a nice farmer's market. Had a play date on Saturday. Then was exhausted because he came back from Nashville really late. Because of the weather, I think they canceled, they canceled his flight.
well, the crew couldn't get
So-
there. The flight crew couldn't
Does
get
anyone
there.
take a ride?
Let me see. I will be happy to, or I can see if Elise will. You want me to ask Elise?
If Elise goes, then she can park.
Latricia is
she can
glad
park
you're
in-
not using meat.
She can park in the driveway, Elise, if she wants.
Okay. Latricia's glad you're not using meat.
Yeah, we don't use meat in here.
Sometimes we use cheese, but we don't use meat,
I don't-
fish. We don't usually use fish sometimes. And we don't use bird,
Yeah, and actually, let's discuss. What did you think about the Oscars last night, and what did you think about Joaquin Phoenix and Brad Pitt's speeches? So celebrated. Oh yeah, right, Cookie. Let's congratulate Cookie for her husband clear cancer results. So
Bravo,
we're so happy for you. And by the way,
bravo, bravissimo.
that salmon looked fantastic. I'm
Oh,
sure.
you're
that
so
place
bad.
where you guys were, it was beautiful. I'm so glad you celebrated there. You're so bad.
I'm so sorry. She lost her dad on Wednesday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm so sad.
I'm really sorry. I'll
I'm really
dedicate.
sorry. That's really, really rough.
When did it happen? On
Wednesday.
Wednesday. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I've been
This
through
episode this episode is dedicated to him.
that. That really.
I'm really sorry.
It's really
am.
hard. Good. You get support around here. You'll get support around here. Let's see.
Okay, we're done with the carrot. See, I like to cut it chop it very finely because I want these to be just I want the, as Bobby Flay would say, the beans to be the star of the dish.
Who?
You know, Ben is jealous of Bobby Flay because he
Who?
thinks that I have a crush on Bobby Flay,
Who?
which is not true. But yeah, Ben is very jealous of Bobby Flay.
Mm-hmm.
He's also jealous of a lot of other people because he thinks that I have a crush on pretty much anyone.
Well.
No, not anyone, but
Well.
you know who I have a crush on that is not you? Do you want to know?
Yeah.
Larry David.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Who doesn't have?
He's even balder than me.
Who doesn't have a crush on Larry David?
He's even older and balder than me.
Okay, here we have our leek.
Word of the day.
You know why I like? No, yeah, but can you please continue reading the comments? You're so bad. Okay, attachment issues. Bobby, I hope you're doing well. My husband thinks I have a crush on Bobby Flay too.
Does he? Does he? Do you? That's the more better question.
The more
do
better
you,
question.
Julie? Do you have a crush on Bobby Flay? Is it true?
Has anyone eaten at a Bobby Flay restaurant? I have not.
You have done a great job with his fish taco recipe.
Yes, I
will
did.
say.
You know who I like a lot from the Food Network channel?
When we do indulgent fish, which is it's been a while since we did.
Yeah, we haven't had it in a long time. I don't love all those shows, but I really like Duff Goldman a lot. A lot. That guy is really cool. I like Nancy Fullerton. No, Nancy Fullerton. No, Nancy. Yeah, I think that's the last name. I like Lorraine Pascal. Big fan of Lorraine, and also what she does off the Food Channel, which is a lot of personal self-growth, positive messages. Who said? And Jada. I love Jada.
Jules Ziek, who's
Do
my
you see
friend
how-
Tom's
wait a
little
second.
sister.
Do you see how finally I'm chopping the leek because, okay? Yeah, what did she say?
Yeah, Julie. Her friend Tom, her brother Tom, was one of my best friends in
Okay.
school. She says about the crush thing, no, Ben, it's always been you since I was 6 or so. Bravo.
Okay, here we have our leek. The reason why I'm using leek is that I think that it has something garlicky without being garlic. And since we're not using garlic, I tried to make it with garlic last week, but I really struggled with it. So since I'm not using garlic, I think that this gives the hint of garlic without being garlic. So we have our leek. Now, let's go with the celery. So yeah, this is a recipe that can be done very quickly if you use canned beans. And that's also why I was saying I want to use it, because I want to show you guys that you don't necessarily need hours. You know, you can make this in probably half an hour, if at all. And because, you know, we don't always have the time to cook. We don't. Or sometimes, you know, we are tired and we don't want to cook. So I'm going to make this and then freeze it. Yesterday I made a giant batch of soup for Catherine. Froze it. So
We're going to have this tonight, though.
yeah, we're going to have this tonight. Good food doesn't have to be complicated. That's my take. And we can go to restaurants for complicated food.
You can make this really quickly and easily if you don't stop to discuss the etymology of fazool versus
Exactly.
fagioli.
But that makes it more interesting, right?
Oh, Lisa Lynn Foreman is asking, what liquid or broth do you use?
I'm I'm not using liquid or broth. I'm gonna use some of the, being that the beans are already cooked, I don't have to use the cooking water. I'm gonna, to make it more creamy, I'm gonna use some pasta, some water of the pasta that I'm making. And I'm gonna show you now, a small portion of the beans I'm going to blend with the immersion blender, but just a tiny bit so that it gives the creaminess to the dish.
Can I say that?
However, it's like if you are cooking the beans, the dry beans, then you cook the beans. I always cook the beans in water, a carrot, a celery, zucchini. So you kind of make your own vegetable broth as you cook the beans. Go ahead, babe.
What I was going to ask is, I didn't know about it before I met you because I don't know anything about cooking. But you will use the water that you boil the pasta in, or you will use the water that you boil the orecchiette in, right? The chimichurri.
Those are
right?
two different things.
But what I mean is when you cook.
Yeah, the cooking, like now, okay, for the chimichurri, so I'm adding extra virgin olive oil.
You don't just use plain water.
No, I'm gonna take you a little closer. Yeah, for boiling pasta, you use plain water. What happens is that you can, then you can use that water. This makes it all right or not. You can use that water. Oh shoot.
What do you need, Mother?
Okay, sorry guys. I'll make it. So then you can use the cooking water of the pasta to add moist to whatever dish you're cooking, right? So Ben was hinting at the chimichurri wrap, and when I do the broccoli rub, I cook the pasta in the water. Sorry guys. I cook the pasta in the water where I've cooked the wrap, okay? But that's a different thing.
But
Never the rule to flavor the pasta. The rule is to never throw away all the cooking, the pasta water, because it always helps because it has gluten. So it's like a more creamy water that really helps creating a creaminess in your dish. We have a question here. What's the question? Do you sharpen your own knives or have them done somewhere? Okay, so last time that I sharpened them, I didn't sharpen them, my father did, because he was here in July. I actually do, there's a tool that we have here, if Ben wants to find it, but I don't know if I'm doing it well. So, but well, my father did it pretty well because they work. So I'm just doing a little bit of sofrito here before adding some bok choy and some tomato. One thing that I want to add is my secret friend, some red wine.
Clarify.
That I don't drink because I'm sober, but that is always in my fridge for cooking. I like red wine here, but you can easily use white wine. Let me see.
I didn't find the
That's
knife.
worth the price of admission. Gold. But if you guys drink, this is the perfect time to have a glass while you cook.
Okay, so
The sofrito is coming along. You just have to.
oh, Crash Wilberry's uncle has his mother's knife from Italy.
Wow.
That's cool. That's a good thing to pass on.
This is some Sangiovese, but and not too much. But I like to.
Oh, when somebody listens to my interviews to go to sleep.
Is it a compliment?
Thanks a lot. I'm not so sure.
So, nice. So let me move this back to where it belongs.
Let's see.
Okay. Now,
Um,
while this keeps sauteing, I'm gonna just chop a few bok choy. Here we are. Again, for those who connected just now, bok choy are not necessary. Greens are not necessary. I like to add some green to my recipes. I always like to see some green in my recipe, especially when there's pasta involved. Now, for this recipe, I'm using 2 cans of beans and 240 grams of pasta. And I'm gonna make it a good 5 people portion. Chopping these very finely too. Adding them here to our sofrito. It is nice and browning with the red wine.
I'm going to step out and see
Okay.
if somebody's taking Raina.
Okay, red wine is actually a great reminder of Italy when I cook. I like it. So I think this is it for when it comes to greens. Okay. So for the newbies, this is what we do every Monday. We come here, we cook, we chat, we experiment. A few times the result wasn't the best, but still very good. Other times, New Year's, still my favorite episode. That dessert with honey and lavender. I can't wait for the website to be ready. Today I talked to my friend Abby. She is finishing up the coding of my website. And so I will be ready soon with the recipes. Okay, so here we have, I think that this is it for the base, okay? Then I'm going to chop some tomatoes and actually some herbs first, so that the herbs, are you reading? Oh, thank you.
I'm reading.
I love rosemary beans.
Oh, Blue Gold started drinking oat milk because of you and really likes it.
Nice.
Let's see. Somebody said if I can't sleep, I should start talking to myself. Let me see.
Okay, I don't know if that's a compliment.
We have people allergic to red wine. People like the look of the soup. Mm-hmm.
The soup that I made yesterday?
This soup. I think they're liking the look of it right now.
Oh, this one.
Yep, that soup is looking yummy, says Shelley. Shelley Sappho. Shellwalk says that she's going to listen to this again when going to sleep tonight because the sizzling in the pan is soothing. What are we chopping? Queen Hal is
We're
writing
chopping
this
a
down.
mix of herbs with some rosemary, some thyme, fresh oregano, and a joke of a leaf of sage.
Yeah, tiny.
But the main thing here is the rosemary. The rosemary is mandatory, the rest optional. There's something really beautiful about rosemary. Oh, I just had an idea.
Look out!
This heat.
What are you going to do?
Water.
Rena's going to walk because
Okay.
at
Oh,
least
really?
she says it's okay because it's downhill and because it's not as cold as we think.
Can you be on camera for a second?
I can.
I'll be there in a second because I want to surprise
When
you.
Alice has an idea, you always
Can you
want to
mi-
pay attention because she
Can you
has
mix
really good
can you
ideas.
please mix the
You want me to stir this?
Stir, yeah, stir it.
Stirring. I'm one of those people who doesn't know how to stir properly. I learned this one day when I tried to stir something, or maybe forgot to stir something. Anyway, this looks really, really good. If I can find the owl glove, I can kind of show you what it looks like.
No,
So
wait a
it looks
second, I'm
like
done
that.
here. I'm
I
done.
want them to see it. It's really cool. It's really pretty. I'm going to drop it, no doubt. But take a look at this. Take a look at this. Yes, indeed. And it's going to be really, really good. I don't know what she's doing. I think she's getting the soap out, and she's planning to clean cooking. Yes, this is why I'm not a Food Network host.
Here I am.
Aha! Okay.
Ta-da!
Okay.
You know what a great addition to this dish is?
What? Hanyan? What is that? Mushrooms.
Now, I'll give you my take on mushrooms. I found this beautiful mushroom at the farmer's market. Now, I always have some mushrooms, frozen mushrooms in the freezer. I noticed that there is some kind of mushroom, I think it's shiitake mushroom, that is very garlicky for me and that I don't quite like. And in those mixes, unfortunately, and I'm not saying that it's not a good mushroom. I'm saying that I tend to struggle with it. So whenever I can find them fresh at the market, I buy them because I really do love mushroom and I think they add a very meaty, beautiful flavor. And since we don't have meat in here, they add this wild flavor, like woody. So we have rosemary, we have red wine, we have mushrooms. It really takes you to the mountains in Italy. And I want this pasta fagioli to take me there. And I think the mushroom, again, I'm not in the original recipe, but I really think that they are a great addition. And not too many, because mushrooms are very, the flavor is very overpowering. And so we'd want to have harmony in here.
That's great. That's right, because you have to pay attention to that when you cook, right?
Yeah, I think that, I always think about when I interviewed you, I remember, because we were talking about ego, and I asked you if it was difficult to be in a band and not to have, to be in the front line, because, I'm honest, I'm not gonna lie to you, I like to be front line, I like to be seen. And so I remember in the first interview, when I interviewed Ben for my podcast, I remember asking him, how did you manage to be in a band and, between the ego and the end result. And I remember you told me that it was all about harmony, that it's when you hear all the instruments together,
Yeah.
and not one prevailing. And you mentioned the Beatles, of course. And I've been thinking about this since the day I made those fantastic cookies with banana, coconut, and cranberries.
Yep.
That my friend Tessa and I were eating them, and we kept thinking, and I recorded a video so you guys saw it, but we were thinking, what is that flavor? What is that? It's so good. We couldn't understand what it was, and we realized that's when something is really good.
That's right.
When you know there's something special, but you don't quite know what it is. And so I always try to achieve that in a dish, unless again, there are some flavors that are predominant, of course. I'm adding some tomatoes here now. I'm gonna just chop some fresh tomatoes.
But the blend, the harmony is really important.
What are they saying? Because I know that they were
They're
writing.
saying that Queen Dragon says that she's been a puppeteer a lot of her life, so she's used to
Wow.
not being seen.
Huh. Wow,
And,
puppeteer, that's amazing.
Let me see. Kathy Dionise says, I would think freezing mushrooms would make them watery.
They do, much watery. Oh yeah, definitely. But it's a good thing to have when you are in an emergency, and it's always a nice thing to have frozen, but if I can, I go with beautiful fresh mushroom. It's not always possible, especially, I live in LA, so I know that I'm lucky when it comes to produce and all year long. Goodness.
Lou Gold says, did you wash the mushroom or just wipe the dirt off? They say not to wash them.
I wiped the dirt off, but with some water because they were really dirty. Yeah, they say not to wash them.
Chelsea Brooks says that, did you know that mushrooms are more closely related to insects than plants? Thank you.
Wow, that's
I
interesting.
didn't know that. I've never even known that.
I just know that they're very good for you. Like mushrooms are a great food for you, and I really love them. I used to go mushroom picking with Grandpa, and there were so many porcini back in the days, and there was no limit to how many you can pick. So I basically used a medium tomato. I'm adding some tomato paste. This is gonna really pop the flavor. I'm gonna show you the colors because these are gorgeous. This is something that I always have in the fridge. And by the way, a pasta that you can make with this, I used to make it, when we were little with my brother. Pasta, butter, and tomato paste.
I have anchovy paste for when my anchovies come apart. Jess and Layla asks, so Ben, when Alice interviewed you, did you think, wow, I like her? No, I thought, uh-oh, I'm head over heels. And that's true. Alice did not have the same immediate reaction.
Sorry.
I think she kind of fluctuates.
Hi.
Oh, Jacqueline. Pretty Tom Petty is Jacqueline. That's a beautiful name.
I'm gonna get you closer now to me, guys. Closer to me. Oops.
Otes Tomo says, I have my beautiful 4-year-old grandson Sonny with me, and he says, hi, we've been just
Hi.
been to library time and to the park for adventures. Catherine wanted to do the same today, but the wind was so vicious that she wouldn't even have made it to the library without blowing away across the rooftops.
Guys, do you see how beautiful this is? Look at the colors. Another thing that I like when I cook, I try to really satisfy the eye as well, because I think it's important to have the eye as happy.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm having some queso. Do you want some?
No.
Formaggio?
You can show them the fig salami though. I think it's a pretty cool,
Yeah.
and also the label, because I want to tell them. This smells amazing.
This is a salami made from fig. This is a salami made from fig. And it tastes really, really good.
Yeah, it's basically the best thing that you can have with together with maybe some honey, with cheese. And my friend Christy got it for me somewhere in Malibu. I don't know where. She got me 3 of different flavors. So the base is dry Greek figs that are smoked. And now this one is orange zest and pepper. I have one with cinnamon and pistachio. And so you have a piece of that with some aged cheese. So it's gonna have that beautiful contrast.
And it does.
It's sunny here in Portland, but very chilly. In Portland, I mean, I heard that in the Pacific Northwest there were like flooding. How are you guys?
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Salami made from fig,
Gonna
yes.
add some water here. This is just regular water, just a tiny bit. So yeah, it's not a salami. It's like the shape of a salami, but it's fig. So, we haven't added salt.
Testi homo, however you pronounce it, is in Australia. It's lunchtime.
Oh, nice.
Wish we could share your plate. It works for lunch too, you know.
Oh yeah. And especially the day after, sorry, my arm. Especially the day after, it's amazing the day after.
No, yeah, Shell says it's sunny.
Alice always makes me hungry. I have another question here. Not a question, just wanted to say I love you guys so much. Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, there was some flooding. Up there in Georgia,
There's a heat wave.
it's a heat wave. Wow, heat wave, flooding, tornadoes, and snow.
Now,
I talked to Bert
let's
today. He
check
said
on
there
the-
had been snow.
Let's check on the water because we have to throw the pasta in. Now, this is ready to welcome our beans that I have simply drained from the can. I want to try this though because I want to make sure that. Nice, ooh, nice. One thing that I'm going to do, since I have added a lot of fresh tomatoes, because there is a little bit of the acidity of the tomato that I'm sure is going to go away, but just in case. Oops, oh, this sugar is really, oops, too much. Some sugar. Sure, when you taste the acidity of tomatoes, hint of sugar.
Never enough.
Nice, very nice. Ooh. Mm. It's perfect, not too much. There's a whole beautiful balance. The wine gives a lot of acidity, which I think it's essential. Otherwise, everything is creamy. Everything is, I like the idea of a little bit of acidity. Now, wait a second. I'm adding. These are my beans. See, there's a mixture of pinto and cannellini.
And they're canned.
They're canned, yeah. Now, I want to. These are what I'm going to do now.
Oh, that looks
Well,
great. That looks great.
So I want to like the heat, as you can see, is very low. Now what I want to do here is Ben, can you please take stage for 1 second? I should have thought about this earlier, you guys. Sorry.
I actually should have thought about this earlier and come up with some good jokes. I am completely flat out of jokes. Somebody told me one today, but I think it was kind of off color, so I'm not going to do it. I had this crazy day. Let me tell you. I went to Nashville. I had a great time in Nashville. However, it was snowing one night. It was raining. It was cold. I got back to sunny California where it was nice and cold, and now I have a cold. But the beans are going to be really, really good for my cold because they are a good source of something. And also, the tomatoes are a good source of something else. The celery is the best source, actually, that you can find in nature of yet something again.
You know what?
And so
you know what
turn
they
off
say
these-
about
what?
celery?
What? What?
They say that it's not really aphrodisiac, but they say that it really enhances your sexual potential.
As I said, the celery is really
That's what they.
going through something.
That's what they say. But
Yay. Can you add a little more, please?
I'll tell you, with a toddler, I've been eating celery for a long time, and with a toddler, I don't know whether celery versus toddler. I think the toddler wins when it comes to
More celery.
sexuality.
More celery. More celery.
No, that if you can eat all the celery you want, but if you have a toddler, it's still
I know
you're
what you
still
mean.
tired.
However,
so I am blending with the
That's where the
immersion blender.
cocaine comes in, babe.
Oops, I need some water. Here we go.
Oh, we have somebody making Trader Joe's risotto while you're making your masterpiece.
Trader Joe's risotto. Oh, I think that
Shelly Saffold says they got celery in the fridge and it'll be back in a minute. No?
Okay, here we have, we're gonna salt our water, and we're gonna throw the pasta in. Wow, perfect timing.
Kakin! Kakin!
She's eating.
Ah! Manja?
I'll show you now.
I was in Nashville making...
Just, it doesn't have to be perfectly blended. This is just gonna add some creaminess. And I love the color because these beans are nice. Beans, these beans are so good that you can really use them for dessert. They make somewhere make red bean ice cream, probably a sushi
Ooh.
place, right?
Ooh.
Look at this, it gives the pink. Oh, so hopefully Catherine will like it, it's pink. Look at this beautiful color, you guys. Well, with the lights, it doesn't really,
It looks like raspberry yogurt.
it looks like raspberry. It's true. But it really is going to create a beautiful emulsion.
No, not beets. No, Queen, not beets.
No beets.
No beets. No beets.
You know, I really
never.
want to like beets because there are so many amazing preparations, but I can't. I don't like them.
Hi, Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
Bears, Beats, and Battlestar Galactica. No, that's Bach, Beethoven, and the Beatles. Where's our bambino? We don't have a bambino. We have a bambina, however, and she's in the next room eating. Let me see. Oh, wow.
Can
I
you
just
see how
want to
beautiful
eat.
this thing is?
How what?
I was showing them if they can see how beautiful this is.
If
Look
you
at the
give me
colors.
something, I can put it up and show them.
Where's the owl? Oh, here.
And I'm going to shine a bright light on it so that everybody can super duper see.
You guys.
Hey, what happened to light? Look, whoops, not really much. You can't really tell.
Can you see it?
It kind of looks mushy on camera.
Well, this is a mushy recipe.
But it's a beautiful mush, trust me.
No,
Okay.
we're not trying.
Okay, yeah. It's... When are we going to eat? Can we eat early? This looks
Nice.
really good.
Very nice. I'm gonna turn the heat off for a second because now we're just waiting for the pasta. I think it needs a little bit more oil. And when that, ooh, this is so good. Do you wanna try it?
I do.
The mushrooms are really subtle. I'm happy because I never done it with the mushrooms before, and I just really want the mushrooms to take center stage.
I'm trying to write a theme song for Alice's show.
Michelle, first time watching, love this, and I'm a great Italian cook too. Hey Michelle, welcome. Welcome, thank you for watching.
Fantastic.
What's your favorite recipe? Thank you for watching and thank you for visiting. I hope you come back. You know, we had a little introduction before of the new people, and it makes me so happy when we have new people. What does putting salt in water do? It gives the pasta without salt is tasteless, so it really makes the pasta taste good. When you boil pasta with salt, you can just have the pasta. You know, it's so good
Yeah.
that you can just have the pasta.
It adds the savor to it. Is it Michelle or is it Michele?
Michele? Oh, is it Michelle or Michele? I know.
How do you pronounce it? Of course, that's a very difficult thing to communicate over the text responses. Yes, putting the salt in the water. We lost our minds at a restaurant in Big Bear that didn't salt the pasta. And wow, it was just not a good
But
tasting thing.
isn't
But
that
they
the
made a great root beer
That's
float.
the thing. Wasn't that the place where I had my first root beer float?
Yeah, and this root beer float was great. Serenity Forever points out that it's the only chance you have to season the pasta.
Yeah.
And the pasta alone, because you wind up adding salt.
Because even if you have the salt, even if you know there's salt in every sauce that you make, of course, but the pasta itself needs that flavor.
Grumpy Core Boy uses olive oil, which is also good, but it's a different thing. Queen wants to see the mug.
Who doesn't know among you guys that I'm into Christmas?
Well, it's actually just a winter mug. There's no real Christmas.
Yes,
in it.
they have a Santa hat.
They have a
My
Santa
brother
hat.
gave this to me last year.
Michelle is definitely going to be back to
Thank
watch.
you.
You got to put salt in the water. Michelle's great grandma told her the only way to flavor the pasta, and that's right, because otherwise you're flavoring the whole dish, and it kind of infuses it. Fleta Collins wants to know if you will one day cook ribollita. Absolutely, that's great. I love it. You have it in Firenze?
I want to say something about ribollita though. I'll tell you while we're waiting. I don't want to be all teachery today because then people think, oh my God, I'm going to go there. She's going to teach me things. Ribollita means boiled again. And the reason why the dish was even born is that it's basically a minestrone soup that has been cooked 3 times at least because people didn't throw away anything. So they made minestrone or soup. They cooked it again the following day, adding often some stale bread. And then the third day, if there was more, they would cook it again. So it's a very poor and basic dish.
Do you want to get down?
So it's a long process to have a ribollita. I think that mozza makes a beautiful version, fancy version, but ribollita is a super poor dish. And I would love to make it on the show, but I'm afraid that, what I could do, I could make the soup.
Hi guys.
And make it a third day, because I love it. That's a great idea. I need to find the way of doing it. Thank you. You ended solved the pasta debate, and it turns it was correct. Constance, from what I understand, it's a Heartbreaker's wife's exclusive
Can you go
piece.
finish your dinner?
Yes, I think I need the necklace. Yes, it's
That's
olive
fine.
oil and pasta water.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get up on it.
Let's get some apples.
It does it hard to. Yeah, it's true. I have commented on your necklace
No, that's
before.
not
I
really-
love
how
it.
do
Is
we
there?
get that?
No, I know that you got. You have commented, and I replied so many times before. Unfortunately, it was a gift from Patty Thurston to the wives, and I don't know where she got it. And I think that she had.
I think she had them made just
She
for
had
the
them made
Heartbreakers.
for the Heartbreakers wife and for Cynthia, our amazing
Flight attendant.
flight attendant. And so I'm sorry, and for Christy, and I know
So-
you guys love it. I love it too. I always wear it, even with other necklaces. I always wear it. So yeah, the ribollita. I didn't mean to dismiss it. Sorry, I didn't mean to sound that way. But I have to find a way to make the soup and maybe make it with you on the third day, so it has reboiled with some bread over and over again.
Well, you could do some 10-minute videos leading up to it, or prep stages of it and show people. Because ribollita, I first had it at Mozza. I love
I know.
ribollita. Julia's fault.
Okay, so I'm doing it. It looks delicious. Kids are cute as long as they're someone else's. Let me try this pasta. Now I'm gonna add some of the pasta water.
request.
What is the request?
I'm going to see if I can fulfill it. I don't think I can.
Always be careful when you try these because I burned myself one day. This was full of water and I still need some time. You know what I love?
What?
I love semi-raw pasta. I really do. Sometimes I keep pretending that I'm trying and testing it, but I'm not. I just like to eat raw pasta.
What do you call this vegetable? What do you call this vegetable? I want to know, what's this vegetable called? What do you call this vegetable? Oh,
More, no, you have
what
to
do you
come
call this
closer,
vegetable?
please. No. Come here.
Where's the
come closer.
lenses? This. Oh, what do you call this vegetable? Is what I want to know. What's this vegetable called? It's very big. This vegetable. Whoops! I don't want to drop it. What's this vegetable called?
You guys, you had your creepy hands.
By request.
You asked for them.
By request.
I have questions here. Let me answer your question while we're waiting. Let me see. Oh, I lost the questions.
I've got them.
No.
We have questions about. Let me
They
see.
loved your hands.
They love the hands.
Tasting is art. You bet.
You better believe it.
Let me add some water.
Add some water.
Can I get something?
Yeah.
For you, please?
And Dana makes something like it for the website, because then it wouldn't be, so.
So what I do often I have the base for my pasta on another pot, and so while the pasta is cooking, at this point that it has released some of the gluten, just a good scoop. No, this is not a scoop. This is a little. No, ladle. Ladle.
Yes.
Guys, I need to learn English. So this created that broth without being just plain water, but being gluten-y water. Do you add any more seasoning? No, I may add some black pepper, and on top I'm gonna sprinkle some Parmesan cheese. You can add chili flakes. I may add them when we eat it, but I would like Catherine to try this, so I'm gonna skip the chili flakes, but I think that they would make a great addition. Or if you have some chili oil, I think it would be great. Parmesan cheese, yes. Oh, we actually have to hurry.
Yeah, I was
I
wondering
think
when you get
that
around to it.
we're ready.
Okay, so how long do you just mix them?
Yeah,
Do you put them in a skillet?
So
or do
this is,
you
you see,
blend
the-
them in here?
10 minutes with the pasta.
Did you salt it enough?
I think that's 1 minute before al dente. And then it's perfect.
You want to get it just right.
Also, what I want to
really
make sure with
important.
this pasta, and this is because this is a mushy dish, as we were saying, right? I want the pasta to be perfectly al dente because it's really going to give that contrast. So you're going to have this soupy thing and the crunch of the al dente.
The al dente is really important. I didn't understand that when I was a kid, but once I moved out
Do you guys
here-
know what? I mean, I don't want to assume that you don't know certain things. I'm just wondering if you know why it's called al dente.
He was
But
a very famous chef, al dente.
But I don't want to, I don't want to assume that. Oh, somebody commented on my T-shirt, by the way. Thank you. It's Daydreamer, and I love it. I have this and what's the other band that I have?
Is it the one that I'm in?
No.
The Cure?
No.
Is it,
Ramones.
oh, I thought it was
Pasta's
Machine
ready.
Head. The pasta's
So-
ready. Al dente is really great. It doesn't mean partially cooked, it means to the teeth, right, Bob?
Yeah,
But the effect
juice
is that
can
to most
bite in it.
to most Americans, Bob, it does feel partially cooked.
I'm just going
But
to
it's
drain it.
it's
You wanna
just
be on-
not
wanna be on
it's
camera?
just not al dente to me. Al dente to me just means that it's not mushy, and it's kind of better.
It
For
gives
some
the
people
pasta-
do it. You can't cook it too little. It's a fine point, but it's when it's
It's a
exactly
fine
right.
point.
It's
Yeah,
really
that's
good.
why you taste it. It is a fine point.
Bob?
And
Bob, you have Italian heritage. Don't want to dispute you.
it is a very fine point. I will always find al dente in the stores, in restaurants. Okay, pasta in. Now, Now, I'll tell you one more thing. I wanted this to be a little soupy. It can be drier if you want. I wanted this to be lots of beans and a little bit less pasta. You can add more pasta if you want, okay? Now, I added some raw olive oil on top. Ideally, you add it right on the plate when you're serving it. Just a little beautiful Now I'm gonna get some Parmesan cheese, black pepper.
No. Queen Hallow Dragon says beets. No.
We get the Parmigiano.
Yeah. Wow. I'm kind of smacked today because I had like
So
we
now
went to
we're
New
gonna
York,
tell them.
etc.
So
Yeah.
I would put this on the plate generally, but I like actually the idea that it's gonna give an extra depth to the dish. You can also grate some Parmesan cheese on the singular plate when you're serving it, of course.
And
But this is just, we will do that too. But I think that this is just gonna add that extra bit of flavor. Now what happens is this, see, this is becoming a cream, and that initial watery kind of melts and gives the pasta a beautiful creaminess. Now I think it's time to try it. Ben, do you want to get two forks, please? The good ones? Wow.
Marissa is going to make it tomorrow night. It's not goulash. Don't be silly. It does not look like goulash, although who knows? Maybe it's Italian goulash. Okay, 1, 2, e 3.
It's hot, be careful.
Yeah, I like this. I like this. I like it a lot. Do you ever simmer it down so there's less liquid?
Oh, it's nice. Mm.
It's nice. I think it needs a little more salt or something.
This is really good, you guys. I think that if Catherine didn't eat it, I would add definitely, I think that the chili flake
The chili flakes.
would be best, would be fantastic. This is
But-
going to still, ooh, this is good. It's in between a soup and
Can you cook it down so it's like a sauce, and maybe try it sometime like that? Because this is almost halfway between a soup
a
and a
soup
sauce.
and a pasta, yeah.
And
That's
I
a-
think that if this
This
was
is the original.
you're right, if this was cooked down to like a sauce,
This is the original. And what happens is that once you let it, leave it there, it's going to absorb
Yeah.
the water even more. But
So
the
if you-
original is really in between a pasta, a pasta and a soup. This is actually, the pasta is not bad actually.
where does the sweetness come from? The tomatoes?
The beans.
The beans?
Oh, the beans are very sweet. This is good, guys.
Can we just go ahead?
I'm
and
so happy. Wait a second, Ben. It's time to say goodbye. And guys, this is amazing. Now, it's gonna be even better in an hour. It freezes fantastic.
But if you
And
leave it
that-
overnight in the
Put
fridge,
in the fridge overnight. Tomorrow's gonna be amazing. It takes you to Italy. So, you guys, thank you so much. Someone told me that I say you guys too much.
Catherine.
No, somebody messaged me on Instagram. So, thank you for another beautiful show. I look forward to Monday so much. Thank you for all the newcomers. I hope you come back. I hope you had fun. Bring a friend next time. You can watch this show for the next 24 hours on my Instagram stories. I will try to upload it again. Last week something went wrong. I'm recording it, but there was no microphone, so I don't know. Hopefully it works. Love you guys. I really do. You make me so happy. You know, I'll tell you, I told you this thing a few times, but you really give me a reason to keep at it, to not give up. I truly consider you friends. So I really do. So thank you so much. Have a beautiful night. Have a beautiful week. I'll see you on Instagram. And thank you so much for all the love that you put in the show. So this is good. Pasta e fagioli.
mangiamo.
Thank you.
That means let's eat.
Oh, I'm not talking to a ghost. I'm talking to
That
him.
means let's eat. Mangiamo. Buonanotte.
Bye, everyone.
A presto.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.
Bye, bye.